Okay, so I want to make a quick video talking about tactics and list building with one of my favourite HQ choices for my Salamanders army. You see him right here, Forgefather Vulkan He'stan. Now I want to clear up a little point about the guy's background, because over the years of playing him I've come across some people who don't quite get what he is. So basically he is not the same chap as Vulkan, the Primarch of the Salamanders. This guy was a Salamanders captain who's taken up a very specialist position within the Salamanders of Forgefather. Now basically this is a captain who has given up his rank as a captain and even his name to go on a quest for 7 relics left by their Primarch. And as part of that he takes on the name of the Primarch as sort of his ceremonial title. So that's why he's known as Vulkan. He's not actually the Primarch Vulkan. So what is he? Well, he's basically got the stats of a Space Marine captain, and he's armed with a mastercrafted relic blade, a heavy flamer, and this cape, which gives him the same effect as a storm shield. So 3+ invuln save. And these are all examples of some of the relics that he's been on a quest to find within the background. That's sort of his job as the Forgefather, to find those. And as a Space Marine captain, he's pretty decent in combat. He's got the 3 attacks, high weapon skill. The relic blade is good for the high strength, but it does struggle against 2+ armour. You don't want this guy to be facing down against orcs in mega armour, chaos terminators, that type of thing. But against, regular troops, he can really hold his own. And the flamer's nice, if he's decent in melee, you're going to get up close and you've got that flamer to fire, either if before you charge in, or if someone is charging you, you can fire it on the overwatch. But the main reason you take him isn't what he himself does. It's the benefits he brings to your army. Basically, he gives you twin linked on all your melter options, and the Space Marine army has a whole load of melter in it that you can take. You can take melter weapons in tactical squads, stern guard squads, bike squads, command squads, stick multi-melters on dreadnoughts, land speeders. You can even put one on top of your land raider. There's all sorts of ways you can get melter into your list. And when you combine this with the Salamander chapter tactics, which you're going to be using if you take him, giving flamers twin linked, then you've got an army with a whole load of really accurate, reliable, short-ranged firepower. You've got the flamers to take out all the infantry, and the melters to take out tanks. So when you're using this guy, this is what you've got to bear in mind. Your firepower is going to be potentially very short-ranged, but really, really deadly. Now, obviously, you're going to want to get that short-ranged firepower in there. So one way that a lot of people run him is with a drop pod list. So you have 5 or 7 drop pods loaded up with tactical marines, ironclad dreadnoughts, standard dreadnoughts, stern guard. Maybe this guy will lead a command squad, and they'll just get right in there and be doing out tons of damage from the first turn. This is a good competitive list. I've seen it played a few times, and I've used a variation of it. Haven't got enough drop pods to play the full list like that, but it's certainly a good way to play them. The problem with that is that once you get out your drop pods, you're really lacking in mobility, so you can back that up with bikes or land speeders. But obviously that's taking away from the drop pod assault effect. So the other way you can run him, and the way I've tended to do, is more of an armoured assault force, where you've got a lot of troops in rhinos, maybe a squad in a land raider, and back that up with land speeders, maybe bikes, dreadnoughts on foot can get across the board reasonably well, and multi-melter's got a bit more range on there anyway. And you can stick the odd drop pod into that list. That's another way of getting you guys close, and although it doesn't get them there quite as quickly as drop pods, it means that once they're there, they can then still move around, whereas with the drop pod you're down and then you're on foot. But you don't have to sort of go all out everything flames and melters with this guy. You're going to need a bit of variety in your list. You're going to need plasma to handle sort of high toughness, potentially multiple wounds, or really high armor save at a little bit more range than the melter guns can have. Maybe you're going to want some devastators for some long range shooting. You know, all the elements of the force need to come together, but a force built around this guy will have that sort of primarily high power, high accuracy, short range shooting element, and that can make for a really fun, aggressive Space Marine list. It's perhaps not the most optimal build, but it can certainly be done very well. And you know, within that, Vulkan can play his part. You know, leading the charge into melee, perhaps backed up by some Terminators or Honor Guard, at the same time as providing, you know, his own flavour of close range fire support with his flamer. So yeah, that's Vulkan He'stan. Hope you like this video, and let me know what your thoughts are on this guy. See you soon.